What's going on, guys? It's your boy Dre. Welcome to the channel. This is Castro Gaming, the channel where we talk all things video game. And today we're going to talk about 5 games I didn't get to play in 2021 that I should have. Also, this list is not in any kind of particular order. I'm just like listing a bunch of games I didn't get to play. I'm also considering making this a 3-part video. One would be, I guess, games I didn't play. The next would be games I played and liked. And the third would be the games, of course, I played and hated. So, yeah, I think that's what I'm gonna do. None really trumps the other. It's not a tier list. It's more of like a grocery list of video games I didn't get to play. With all that said, cue that intro. So when I first saw this game, I was very intrigued. I'm not a big fan of the first-person aspect of Resident Evil, even though people think it's some kind of a game changer, but I was okay with it being like Resident Evil 4. That was fine. That change I could have accepted. The first person, it didn't really draw to me. I don't know why, but I was more than less interested in the story. I'm also a big fan of Chris Redfield, and that's one of the main reasons why I was like, okay, I really wanted to catch up with Chris and see what he's been doing leading up to 8. Side note, any game I want to play, I don't look at the reviews from at all because I don't want the reviews to kind of taint my experience of the game. I find that like in the past when I used to check reviews before I played a game, I kind of saw like the problems they had with the game seep through my perspective a little bit. It's almost as if you can't let go of what you've heard or what you've learned already. So moving forward, I decided to just like stop looking at those things and just I'll look at them afterwards and see where I land on the spectrum in regards to that review. Like, do I agree? Do I disagree? So leave a comment below and let me know what you guys think about that perspective, because that happened to you guys a lot. But I'm super excited to jump into Resident Evil 8 whenever I do. I guess you could just call that a gaming resolution for 2022.
Ethan Winters, welcome.
Next up, we got Deathloop. This was sort of funny when someone pointed it out to me. Deathloop is a PlayStation exclusive that is created by Microsoft. And I know it's not exactly Microsoft, it's Bethesda, but Microsoft owns Bethesda now and all that kerfuffle, so irony and all that. In Deathloop, you play Colt, an assassin trapped in a time loop on a mysterious island called Black Reef. Your job is to stop this seemingly endless cycle. Your job, however, will not be a simple one, as you face off hostile residents and a rival assassin whose job is to prevent you from stopping the loop. This game looks like a fun time. I've heard comparisons to Dishonored, which makes sense. This is Arcane Studios we're talking about. And the game does look a little Dishonored-y. Dishonory? You get the picture. These environments look very detailed and rich, and I especially like how it looks almost like a mixture of like modern day and 70s aesthetic. I think that's pretty cool. And the abilities look cool as so I'm looking forward to playing this one. I guess it's also on my gaming resolutions list. I think that's what I'm gonna call this video.
Gonna break this time loop before it breaks me.
Now we have Returnal. So my cousin and I were talking about this game recently. It actually made my games we were looking out for in 2021 list. He's not very fond of the live, die, repeat slogan this game is toting, but I think it's a pretty interesting premise. But Dre, there's Dark Souls and there's I don't even know the other one, but I'm not a masochist, so yeah. In this third-person adventure, you play an astronaut who crash lands on a hostile alien planet and must fight her way through and figure out how to escape. But there's a twist. Much like our previous entry, whenever our character dies, the game resets to when she crash lands on the planet. And also, things are not quite the same each time. This is a quote from the official website. Through relentless roguelike gameplay, you'll discover that just as the planet changes with every cycle, so do the items at your disposal. Every loop offers new combinations, forcing you to push your boundaries and approach combat with a different strategy each time. This game looks absolutely incredible. Based on the trailers and the little gameplay I've seen, it's very dark at times. And then it gets very pretty. The action looks like it gets pretty intense. But more importantly, I'm a story junkie. So I'm very intrigued to see what's going on here. So this will definitely get played.
My only choice is to keep fighting. To keep looking for answers. My only hope is to break the cycle. Before the cycle breaks me.
Next, we got Ghost of Tsushima. Tsushima. Next up, we got Ghost of Tsushima, Director's Cut. Now, I'm speaking as a guy whose uncle was a big kung fu and samurai nerd. Ghost of Tsushima brought me back to that time. This game looks like it could have been a movie. The landscape in this open world marvel is beautiful. And I've seen some of the technicalities in the gameplay, like swordplay, and it's pretty cool. But the biggest thing that is drawing me to this right now is the story. Said it before, I'm a big story junkie. Not much of a completionist, but I like the stories. Like once I get a whiff of it, I feel like I have to figure out what's happening in the story. I have to find out what's going on. And this story is set in 1274 on the island of Tsushima. The last samurai, Jin Sakai, must master a new fighting style, the Way of the Ghost, to defeat the Mongol forces and fight for the independence of Japan. The director's cut also includes all the DLCs and other special downloads, which is pretty cool. I'm just gonna say, this list is very difficult. I don't know where to start from with these games. Which one am I gonna play first? I have no idea. Check out some of our honorable mentions. And finally, we have Kenna. Also from a list of games we were looking out for 2021, which caught my eye because of how vibrant the colors were and the chibi-esque character designs. Recently, I learned that the studio that created Kenna started off as an animation studio, which is pretty incredible for the feat they actually pulled off. And to win Best Indie Game of the Year for 2021, all the more phenomenal, man. So props to them for that. In Kenna Bridge of Spirits, you play a young spirit guide who's tasked with uncovering what happened to a forgotten community hidden in an overgrown forest. I can't necessarily find an analog to compare it to, but I feel like it's in the lineage of a Zelda in its approach. But yeah, this looks like there's much fun to be had in this one.
The path of a spirit guide is a lonely one.
So yeah, those are my 5 games in 2021 that I didn't play that I should have. Now, what are some games you guys wanted to play but didn't? Leave a comment below and let me know. Also, if you're new to the channel, consider subscribing and hitting that notification bell. With all that said, it's been your boy Dre. This is Castro Gaming. Thank you guys for watching. Like I always say, play on, players. Peace.